What's going on, you guys? Another NQ Robbie trade recap video. Our losing streak has finally come to an end, as you will see from a very interesting New York AM session. But let's get right into it. So coming into the day, I was pretty bullish, especially after CPI at 8:30 this morning. And as you know, I always start on the daily time frame. We were very close to this daily high right here, as well as this daily high that is extremely poorly marked, but that's all right because we never ended up tapping it. Then I came down to the 4 hour. I marked out this bullish 4 hour for value gap, but we're very far from it. So I wasn't really looking for us to retrace into that if we wanted to continue higher. And because we were super close to this daily high, I wanted to take longs up to that if we didn't get it at, pre-market or right at market open. But we did end up getting it. Then there was hourly that we were forming right here. I didn't mark it yet because we still had 30 minutes. It was 9:20 when we had it. So I wanted to wait. But we were respecting this bullish 1 hour for value gap right here. But that was really just because we had CPI at 8:30 this morning that put in these huge wicks, which if you don't know, CPI or just data wicks in general are very strong draws on liquidity. But most importantly, I marked out this bullish 15-minute fair value gap, which was my agreed upon DOL. Whether you were bearish or bullish on the day, you knew that this 15-minute fair value gap was going to get hit. Right before market open, we wicked into and we tapped into this daily high. And then after tapping that at market open, we absolutely dumped through this 15-minute bullish gap on the 3-minute as well as the 5-minute. Now, even though we dumped through it on the 1 minute, when I was looking at this on the 1 minute time frame, and I wasn't that concerned because with a 15-minute or a 30-minute or a higher time frame gap, I'm not that concerned with the 1 minute dumping through. But when the 3-minute or the 5-minute does dump through and holds, that's when I start to get concerned. But then, as you can see, we ended up forming a 3-minute bearish fair value gap through this 15-minute. And this is the point that I was at where I was looking for a retracement into this 3-minute. Which was right here. I put my stops above this high, and I wanted to target a 1 to 2 because I have been on quite the losing streak recently, and I'm getting greedy and want to win back my losses. So I set a limit order right here. I sold 2 micro contracts because that was my limit order right here on the 3-minute. And then afterwards, we tapped into it, and it was looking really good. Initially, I ended up adding to my position right here on this 1 minute inversion, which you'll see on my executions, but I'm just not going to end up marking out. But in doing so, we also formed this bearish 5-minute fair value gap, which I wasn't super concerned about because of the rejection that we got from the 3-minute. But if I started to see a retracement into that, I was going to get out of my position, in which you will see we ended up retracing, and I did end up getting out of my position at about a $100 loss, which I'm okay with because, I knew that we were, after closing above this, wick right here, especially a strong rejection wick, I knew that we were going to end up tapping into this 5-minute, but that's where I call my trade of the day. But 9:45 is also a macro time, so I knew that if we were going to get shorts, that I wasn't really concerned about it and that I wanted to just wait for a clean V-shape inversion, which as you'll see in a few seconds, we did end up getting. But yeah, through that, I'm on the 2-minute, but we did end up getting a very clean close through this 1 minute fair value gap, in which I risked heavy on. I risked extremely heavy. I went $1,000 on this trade because I had so much confidence. It was a clean V-shape inversion. It was the macro time. What was it? 9:51, so we were 1 minute into the macro time, and I went for a negative R trade because of the consistency rule on the Apex account. I only went for about a $600 win, which you will see absolutely banged in just a moment. Let me get out of here. Let me go to the 2-minute because it's bugging on the 1 minute. But as you can see, we came up, tapped into that 1 minute, and I absolutely smashed TP in less than a minute. Super happy. The losing streak comes to an end, and I am back up to my consistency on my Apex eval. So kind of a stressful day, especially with that first loss because that was my 3rd loss this month and 3 days in a row. So it was extremely stressful. But like I said, I had a lot of confidence in this 5-minute retrace. We absolutely dumped through this 1 minute fair value gap. Respected the hell out of this 1 minute BPR and caught an absolute banger to be up $500.20 on the day. But that is all I had. I was off before I was off before 10 a.m. again because all of my best trades that I've noticed happened before 10 a.m. So super happy about that. But I really appreciate you for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, drop it in the comment below or drop it in my DMs on Instagram or TikTok because they're always open. But hopefully you guys had a good day trading as well. Stay blessed, stay dangerous, stay trading.